Wow.
Really? Well, let's review it.
This is the review for Dune Imperium, the good and bad about the game.
After this video, you will find out if this is the game for you.
We have 6 burning questions to answer about this game, but before we do that, what is this game about, Giannis?
It's about Dune.
Good. Let's go on.
Yeah. This game is based on the popular book and soon to come out movie, Dune. First of all, this is a deck building game.
A game where you buy cards added to your deck, play the deck, and get better while doing so.
Also, a worker placement game.
And a worker placement game is a game where you have your small agents, at least in this game agents, and you place them on the board and they do stuff for you.
Also, this is a Euro game, which means it's an economic game with usually not a lot of conflict. But in this one, there's quite a bit of conflict, right?
Not overwhelming, but there is a lot of conflict.
On your turn, you will play one of your cards, which will let you place your agent on the matching space on the board and get the benefits of that space.
Benefits usually are resources, extra cards, intrigue cards, raising your influence in one of the 4 factions, or sending your troops to the battlefield.
Then the next player will go until all of you have either placed your agents or passed. And when you pass, you lay out all your cards down, and then you can get to use its secondary ability.
You can use the secondary ability to buy new cards or add extra strength to your troops.
And that's when this choice comes in. Which one? That's what makes it interesting for me. I shouldn't have said that before we got to the question. Sorry. Cancel that part.
Then you resolve the conflict and see who's won this round's prizes. And then you start all over again. Alright, that's the rules in short, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Now let's go to the questions. And the first one is...
Who would you buy it for?
Are you ready?
Yes, let's do this.
Well, 3, 2, 1.
Boom, boom, boom. I would buy it for myself, which I did. But what I mean by that is a gamer. Well, first of all, it is not a heavy game, but it looks heavy. And first time you explain the rules, it's going to feel like it's going to be heavy. It's like, oh my god, what? Let's just go. But once you start playing, it's not that tough. Still, it's not a casual game. So I'd say he needs to be a gamer, or at least like a beginner gamer, just not just getting into games, but been there for a while.
I would say in-betweeners, and what I mean with that is people who have played a lot of like Settlers of Catan and all those like kind of still family games, but want to do one step further, but can't find a game. I think this is the perfect one.
Really?
Yeah.
So, actually, you would suggest this after Settlers of Catan?
If you have like mastered Settlers of Catan and want to have something a bit more difficult, then I would go actually for this. Because it might be a bit difficult when you just hear the rules, but it isn't. Everything works in a perfect system. See, everything is on the cards. I think it's the perfect game that I will give to people who want to become gamers, or people who I want to become gamers.
Just one question. Master Settlers of Catan?
Yeah, if you watch tips and tricks video that we made a long time ago, you can become a master in Catan. You've played it enough and you're like, alright, I know this game, I want something more, then this is a lot more. So the next question is, what's the alternative? 3, 2, 1.
I actually have 2. Not cheating. It's Clank or Ruins of Arnak. So those both are deck building games with a board, but I have played Clank quite a bit, and it's actually by the same author.
So you can see that it's the same author for sure.
If you like one of those, I'm pretty sure you like this, and vice versa.
If somebody comes visiting and I could play Terraforming Mars with them, I could also play this.
But this one's much lighter, right?
It's lighter and quicker alternative for sure, but it gives me the same kind of feeling. In this game, I really like the system that everything's really linked and connected. The cards you play will matter when you place your workers. When you're battling things, it matters what cards you will buy. So everything matters. And in Terraforming Mars, it's kind of the same thing. So it gave me that feeling as well. And that's why I thought it's a good alternative. Another thing that we should mention in the alternatives question is the pricing as well. What do you think about the pricing, Giannis?
So this one retails at $50. I think it's worth it. Most of all because it is a heavier game, but it's easier to get to the table. So I think it's well worth.
So the next question is, should you subscribe?
Are you ready?
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Well, that's settled.
Yeah.
Next question.
The next question is, what is the best player count?
An easy one.
See what he did there? He said easy 1. So just like Project L, he's playing it all alone.
3, 2, 1. Boom.
Huh.
I'm saying 3 because I played with 2, 3, and 4, and I found it that 4 is a bit too busy for me. If you're the last player to go, it might be the case that there are only 2 spots left where you can actually go, and then it kind of ruins the decision making. Plus, it's also a bit longer with 4 people, so it's a bit more dead time. It's not bad at all. It's completely fine with 4. And with 2 players, you get like a fake player, right? It's not bad also. It's really, really good. This system's really good. But the perfect amount that I found was 3. I had an amazing game with 3 players.
The asterisk here is because I've only played with 2 and 1. That dummy player that you draw cards for, sometimes he will take away space. You're like, why did he go there? But I feel that the conflict is lacking. I mean, with us 2, it's still like, fine, we're moving in our soldiers and following who's doing what. But it feels if there would be 3 people doing that, it'd be more intense.
To playing it solo to 4 players, it feels good. It feels good all the way. You can play whichever amount of players you want. This is just the perfect number.
Yeah. What is the worst thing about this game?
Are you ready? No, he's not.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Intrigue question mark. What you got there?
I have nitpick. So I'm gonna nitpick. It's very hard to find anything really wrong. So I have to really look for it, and I'll find it. First of all, this part of the board. This feels a little bit naked. I understand there's a reason for that because you're moving the troops in there. I mean, it is a desert planet. What else are they going to draw there? I mean, it is naked. But I feel that this part kind of jumps out of me artwork-wise. But it's a small nitpick. I mean, it doesn't bother me. That would be one thing. And the other small thing is just the setup. Since the setup is really quick, just building that conflict deck, you need to have 4 1s, then you have to have 2 hence nitpicking. I mean, it's a minor thing, but it's like, so like, oh yeah, I have to build that.
I wanted to add to your thought about the looks of this game. I like how it looks, personally. What I thought about why maybe people don't like it that much, when a new player who's not that much into board games will see this, is not gonna rush to the table and say, I want to play this, just from the visuals. But for me, I really, really like it. Even that part, I like that map. It's fine, it's functional, it's not bad.
That's a good word. It's functional. I think they made that decision. Everything you need to know is there, and everything you don't need to know is not there.
Mine is also like kind of nitpick, not really. It's the intrigue cards. I don't know what I think about them. They're a huge part of the game. And what do these cards do? It's basically you buy these in some kind of way. They give you points, they give you like troops. You don't know what you will get when you draw the card. Other people won't know what you have when you have them, and they play huge role. I thought it's maybe a bit too much. Intrigue cards are so important that I think maybe it takes a bit away from the game and strategy. I also love them, so it's I don't know.
I'm trembling here to jump in. This is where the theme comes in. Before there was Game of Thrones, there was Dune. So this is what simulates that. I mean, there are cards that just, remove troops from the battle. And like, what? I thought I got it. As a gamer, why you might feel like, okay, man, I mean, I can try to plan this out, but then you're just going to play the intrigue card that just messes it all up. Yep, that's Dune. So the next question is, when would you play it? Whoosh.
Business classes.
Business classes.
If we mentioned before Catan, then we can mention it again, because I know that Catan is used in some business classes. A lot more hardcore example of this, but you can see the similarities with just getting resources and using them wisely. If you like economic games, if you like these strategy games, then this is really, really, really good for you.
Yeah, even though this has a skin of the science fiction, like war maybe game, it is an Euro game at its heart with a little bit of conflict. Mine's easier, just, workday evenings. I like heavy games, but it would take a lot of effort for me to play it after workday. But this one gives me that heavy game kick, yet in a less amount of time and with a less amount of rules. One of the heavier games that I can squeeze into a workday evening, and even if I'm a little bit tired after the workday, I can still play this.
Now we go to final rating.
This is the most important one.
3, 2, 1. Must have.
Okay, I wasn't sure about you, but I played this like 5 times in the first week when I got it, and that shows you something. After those 5 times, I'm thinking, when's the expansion coming out? I'd like to see more cards, maybe more spaces on the board, something else, and I'm sure it is. Didn't add, but I wanted to add must have it back, because this has been here with Giannis for a while now, and I must have it back now.
I wanted to find a reason why I would put it a rank lower. We've reviewed games that are, already must-haves, and I wanted something different, but I just couldn't. I really, really love this game. And I'm very picky with the games I buy. I'm very opposite to Yanis. Yanis buys everything that's shiny.
No, yes, maybe. And sometimes I even play them, so,
I'm very picky with the games I buy. I want to play them again. And I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy my own copy of this game, and that shows a lot.
So thing for me is the simplicity of the rules and the complexity of decisions.
Even if your friends take away your space where you want to go, it hurts. It hurts in your heart that you can't go there. But you still have many options to go. And even though you feel like maybe somebody is in the front, the intrigue cards or just good decision making can get you back in the game really, really quickly. And all my games that I've played have been really close. Yeah, I'm playing this for 2 hours. I don't want to be there for an hour and know, I'm gonna lose this. There's no point. This doesn't do it because I think it's built really well, and because it's put together so well, I think it just makes you feel good throughout the game.
And each game feels like this nail-biting thing when you're like, oh gosh, why is he buying that card? It's never over until it's over.
There's nothing really new about this game. If you played deck buildings, if you played worker placement, then you kind of already know what this game is about. But it's just put together so well that it makes it this good.
Ingredients for this are common, but the recipe is unique.
A good way to put it, for sure. Alright, that's it. That were our final thoughts. Thank you for watching this. Check out our other videos as well.
Yeah, definitely. And let us know if you've played or you want to play or you're going to play Dune. I'm just going to take this and